Suicide Squad is the new addition to the already much maligned DC cinematic universe. It follows on from the misguided Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, a movie that strained so hard to be grandiose that it just fell short of being completely insufferable. Superman is dead, at least for the time being, and the world has never seemed such a dangerous place. Clearly something must be done. Then a high-level intelligence operative comes up with the bright idea of releasing the most dangerous criminals currently in custody and forcing them to work together for the greater good. Brilliant. And so the self-styled Suicide Squad is formed. But before they have a chance to do much, good or bad, one of their number, an ancient witch known as the Enchantress, decides to take over the world, and the Suicide Squad have their first mission.
This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad.
Look at the pretty lights.
To do something that'll get you killed.
You might want to work on your team motivation thing. You heard of Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
He's like the gold standard, okay? Triangle, bitch. We're going to the swirling ring of trash in the sky.
They a walk in the park. Easy peasy.
Don't make me shoot you.
Suicide Squad was written and directed by David Ayer, who also carried out both duties on the gritty found-footage cop drama End of Watch, and the gratuitous but grimly compelling World War II tank movie Fury. Certainly on paper, Ayer would seem like the man for the job. He knows how to create seemingly irredeemable characters, throw them into a difficult situation, and then win the audience over through the abrasive camaraderie that grows up between them. An approach that would have been perfect here. He also knows his way around the action genre, and then some. The team dynamic is one of the few things in this movie that actually works, or almost works anyway. Unofficially, the squad is led by Deadshot, formerly an assassin for hire who never misses. Then we have Harley Quinn, the Joker's girlfriend and accomplice, who likes to bend over wearing short shorts and hitting people with baseball bats. She's very good at doing both. There's also Diablo, a man with a skull tattooed on his face, who can make fire shoot out of his hands, but he doesn't want to. Then he changes his mind. That's pretty much his story arc. My personal favourite is Katana, who makes sure the squad don't get out of line. She has a sword that drinks souls, but in this strange company that barely gets a shrug. Everyone else is just window dressing and limp comic relief. The Joker's there, but just hangs around the edges of the story and sadly doesn't get much to do. In order for us to get a handle on all these strange anti-heroes, the movie spends about the first third of its length giving us each of their backstories in turn. Watching them is a frustrating and frankly depressing experience, as each one would have made an intriguing movie in its own right. Imagine how successful a halfway decent Deadshot movie starring Will Smith would have been. And I really feel that Katana would have become a fan favourite if her story had been given room to breathe, instead of delivered in titbits that barely register in all this sound and fury. As for Harley Quinn, surely the warped story of her love affair with the Joker, her transition from psychiatrist to lunatic, and her eventual apprehension by Batman is worth more than about 10 minutes of our time. I'd certainly pay to see that. It's as if DC, desperate to catch up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have skipped all the painstaking groundwork necessary to make us identify with these characters. But by rushing all of this stuff, we've ended up with a movie that takes ages to get going, and to begin with feels like a compendium of films we'd rather be watching. Not a good start. For what it's worth, the characters are pretty well thought out and performed. Notably, Margot Robbie is deliciously deviant as Harley Quinn, provocative and childlike, a filthy dream in a cheerleader's outfit that could turn into a nightmare at any moment. And Jared Leto's take on the Joker is every bit as memorable as Heath Ledger's Agent of Chaos. Here, the iconic villain is played as an unhinged gangland kingpin, worryingly androgynous, with a steel-rimmed smile that would be enough to make the most hardened criminal leave a wet patch. When the movie finally does get going, it just isn't worth the wait. The Enchantress wants to take over the world, and the only way to stop her is to take out her heart. That's about it. It doesn't help that she makes for a totally unimaginative villain. Her main power seems to be the ability to turn normal people into murderous human-shaped tarmac. So after all this tiresome character work, the members of the Suicide Squad spend much of the movie's remaining runtime smashing apart faceless enemies made of black rock. It's hard to get excited. As the Enchantress, Cara Delevingne spends a lot of time wearing a bikini and gyrating uncontrollably. That may sound appealing, but I can assure you it isn't. It's like she's having an epileptic seizure while trying to hula hoop. There's nothing good about it. I'd like to say that the film looks nice, but I'm not going to, because it doesn't. The self-consciously grimy yet groovy aesthetic that seemed so lively in the trailers agitates the senses when stretched to full length. And the rock music that this thing pummels us with, as if to say that what we're watching is exciting and subversive, just can't paper over the cracks, although it might be worth checking out the soundtrack sometime. It gives me no pleasure to say that Suicide Squad marks the continued downward trajectory of the most promising of all comic book franchises. It makes Batman vs Superman look not good, but less crap, and for me that about sums it up. Thank you for watching. Last week we offered our viewers the chance to win a £20 Amazon voucher and a £20 iTunes card. Well, congratulations, Roger Edmond. Just send us a message on YouTube to claim your prizes and we'll make sure you get them. So what did you all think of Suicide Squad? Did it really deserve the critical shellacking it received? Please feel free to comment, like and subscribe. We look forward to hearing from you.